What's happening, people? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast. It is another drive time match reaction. Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. The goal on 7 minutes by Lamina. Very hard to react to this. Absolute fucking garbage. You know, just the same shoddy, slow crap. Time and time again. Van Dijk out there all over the camp. Konate like an absolute bozo, air kicking stuff like he's fucking Jey Uso trying to super kick someone and missing them by about 3 feet. You got Kerkez with the head loss like a madman at times on the ball. No composure. You've McAllister looking like he's aged 30 years in a summer. Gravenberch clueless on the ball, no awareness around him. Dom again trying to put in the shift, but the sheer lack of intensity and quality around him doesn't help what he's trying to do. Joe Gomez, while he'll do a shift in there for you, he doesn't really have that capability going forward, bar the throw-ins. Absolutely nothing coming off corners or set pieces. Mo Salah, the Egyptian king, more like the Egyptian trampoline. Can't even trap a ball. Can't even no close control. Can't dribble past someone. Hasn't even got the legs now to run by the looks of things. Puts balls past defenders and can't even get anywhere near them. Does be yards behind them. The drop off in this whole team is absolutely sensational. It is crazy what we are witnessing on the pitch. This match looked like a pre-season friendly against a championship team, and it's the first match in the knockout phase of the Champions League. And this is what we offer up. This is what we offer up to fans who have travelled huge distance and paid serious money. And this is what we offer them up. No intensity. We had intensity for the first 5 minutes of the second half, and we had intensity for the first 4 minutes of the first half. And after that, just a massive drop off. And it's hard to even come on here at this stage. You know, we're in the first, second week of March, whatever it is. And like, we're talking about this team trying to find itself, trying to find consistency, trying to do something. Florian Wirtz, never in the game. Ekitike, mainly anonymous. Like, absolutely nothing all around the pitch. I said it at half time on the watch along. Marmadashvili was our man of the match. And it was the same second half as well. Because let's be honest here, if it wasn't for him and some of the saves he made, we could be 3 or 4-0 down at this stage, and this tie could be out of sight. Forget about anything else. This whole tie could be out of sight. You know? There can be no more excuses for this team. You know? Players running around at the moment don't look like they're fit. We have balls getting played down the flanks, and we have defenders looking at each other, nearly asking each other the question, who should go out and challenge for it? Who should go out and close it down? No one closing the ball down, no one making the movement, zero energy around the park. And we said it at half time, make fucking changes. And he waits. And then eventually the changes come on. Robbo came on, and Jeremy Frimpong came on. Jeremy came on for Mo Salah. And of course you'll have Mo Salah walking off again, smiling, doesn't give a fuck. You know, just this attitude of, oh, I'm above it all here, I'm the star kind of thing. He was dropping a fucking howler of a season. An absolute howler of a season. I don't think I've ever witnessed a world-class player with such a drop-off within one season. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But it's all a laugh. If I speak, there will be fire. Where's the fire? You know? You are being subbed off in a Champions League game away from home and are bringing on Jeremy Frimpong. At what point do you look in the mirror and you start asking a lot of questions about this? And we're going to get on to the gaffer as well, because it's an abomination at this stage. It's an absolute abomination at this stage. Like, what's the Cody Gakpo deal here? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? What exactly are we doing here? You know? Takes off Verts, brings on Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo comes on with a fucking cast on his arm, like he's Bob Orton Sr. or something. And at a time where we need pace and energy and movement to be brought onto the pitch to try and unlock and do something, because every time we break with the ball, we're so fucking slow, Galatasaray could literally walk back into formation. And God knows what formation we were playing. At one stage there was 5 Liverpool players all within 5 yards of each other, and gaping holes all around the pitch. Victor Osimhen must have been looking around going, how the fuck am I getting all this space? Balls going into the box, players getting free headers, unchallenged, headers around the pitch not being challenged for, players not being challenged and pressed, trying to break it down. Just lethargic, laid back, don't give a shit attitude. And this is what happens. And yeah, we'll probably go back to Anfield next week and we might beat them 2-0 or 3-1 or whatever it is. And, you know, we'll probably go through and we'll just move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? But at a time when we needed energy on the pitch and we needed change, you know, Curtis Jones, no. Rio Engamoa, no. The boy Rio Engamoa is being successful this season in spite of his manager, and the treatment of him is borderline disgraceful. And you can clip this next comment, because you wouldn't have expected this comment from me, because everyone knows how I feel about the Chiesa transfer. But the treatment of Federico Chiesa is a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace that guy, and I know he's come in at times and he hasn't delivered a whole lot, but if you want energy and you want work rate, he's your guy. The fact that he has to sit on the bench week in, week out, getting spoon-fed dribbly minutes here, there, and you know, every so often and all, and he has to watch Mo Salah hug that sideline, don't give a shit, and do literally nothing week in, week out, because the guy is probably already knows he's checking out in the summer. He knows he's gone, so why give a shit? We said it on the last review. A great man once said, it's not so much what you do when you come in, but it's more about what you leave behind when you're walking out. Let that sink in. So frustrating to sit there for nearly 2 hours yesterday doing a watch along to watch absolute garbage football, and watching guys on the pitch getting paid close to £500,000 a week, and I have to sit there and try and conjure up some sort of an idea or an excuse or a reason why it's just not happening. Against, let's be honest, I mean, Galatasaray, no disrespect to them, they're a kind of middle of the road side. They have a sprinkling of quality throughout, but nothing major, and nothing that we should be struggling the way we are. And yet this is where we find ourselves. You get a reasonable draw in this round, you get Galatasaray, and even then we can't muster up the energy and the motivation and the ability and the desire and the fucking responsibility on the pitch to go and do a job. And the writing was on the wall. From 10 minutes, the writing was on the wall. With inside 15 minutes, they could have been 3-0 up. This tie could be done. And yet somehow we find a way to shithouse our way through to the second leg with only a 1-0 deficit. It could have been 4 or 5. And you hear the interviews afterwards. The captain is out again, talking absolute fucking dross. The manager again, moaning about chances we missed. Chances we missed? Chances we missed? Did he watch the same fucking game? We're now operating in a bubble now, and it's not in reality. Maybe Liverpool as a club has entered the fucking Matrix or something with Keanu Reeves or something like that, because every post-match and pre-match press conference is absolute fucking nonsense. I have to rely on Robbo or Curtis Jones to come out and actually tell the truth. And then look at what happens when they do. Literally sat down. The better the Boyeng Gamoa plays, the worse he gets traded. He'd be probably better off going out and having a howler, and then he'd be picked every week. The loyalty to some of these players at the moment is insane. If Cody Gakpo was in a leg cast last night on crutches, he'd put him on before Rio Ngamoa. It's insane. Absolutely fucking insane. I said it already. We're done. There's no way we're doing anything in this Champions League. Look at Bayern Munich last night. Obliterating teams. Look at Atletico last night. Obliterating Spurs. What a result for Newcastle. 1-1 with Barca. And here we are against Galatasaray. We barely lay a glove on them. And I know people are going to come in here and go, oh, we created these chances and we created X amount of chances. No, come on. Come on. Seriously? Is this where the conversation is going to go? I have players who can't even pass the ball at the moment. I have players playing passes through the eye of a needle, and players aren't even aware of where the passes are going. How many passes did we play last night that just rolled through back into Galatasaray's possession? I had Galatasaray players last night dribbling to 3 or 4 of our players. And yeah, we can come on here and say the ref is shit. We can come on here and we can go, oh, you know, if a feather hit these players, they'd go over. What is with us at the moment now that we're just like mauling players and dragging players back? And the reason that happens is because we know we're off the pace. We're way off the pace. We can't deal with it. And this is why we're having to do these things. Players get by us so easy and we're having to drag them back. And we know in Europe that you don't have to do anything at all to be giving free kicks away, let alone cards. And yet we go into this game and it's the same lethargic, slow, sloppy, predictable, lack of tactical nous. You know, a manager who refuses to correct the problems that are there evidently in front of his eyes. The disjointment in the squad, the disjointment in the 11 on the pitch. It's like as if the players now have decided, well, if we fancy it today, we'll show up and we'll give it a go. What was that Konate performance last night? And this is a guy right now, this is a guy sitting across a table with an agent from Edwards and Hughes looking for 300 bags a week. 300 £1,000 a week for that absolute fucking garbage. It beggars belief. It absolutely beggars belief what we witnessed last night. Like, these players can't get themselves up for a Champions League round of 16 game against Galatasaray. How much self-motivation do you need to do that at a time where we've had a season that is in ruins? And would you bank on these guys running out and getting that top 4, top 5 position the way they're playing at the moment? It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. These boys should be embarrassed to call themselves the current Premier League champions with the way they're representing that trophy this season, let alone the Champions League. It's so embarrassing. And again, and time again, I've said in these match reactions, I feel so bad for the travelling fans. Your commitment is unrelenting, and you know, hats off to you. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you spend thousands of pounds, thousands of hard-earned euros travelling around to back that. It is shocking. Absolutely shocking. Up next we have Spurs. Probably the worst team in the league at the moment, who look like they're going to be relegated, who got absolutely smashed last night by Atleti. And what will we do at the weekend? God knows how long it's been since they've beaten us at Anfield. But with the season that we're in at the moment, we love coughing those records up, don't we? Galatasaray 1, Liverpool 0. Second leg to come next week. Lamina with the goal on 7 minutes. And once again last night, the tactics. The very tactic that our manager last week is saying it stops him from watching football. That it's so poor. That he misses the Barcelona great team. And we're there, laid back, slow in transition, crash the box. Everything that people moan about what Arsenal are doing, and now everyone else is fucking doing it. We have now become the team that needs deflected shots, that needs balls to go in off people's fucking ears, that needs hokey refereeing decisions to go our way. And when they don't, it's every other problem. It's insane. Until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button. This is a Shankly Sessions match reaction, the podcast named after the great man. Liverpool with a lot of fixing up to do, and as these weeks go on, even more and more fixing up to do. And last night, let this bed in. Last night on commentary we had to listen to, oh, Davinson Sanchez is going to be suspended for the return game. Like, we are worried about Davinson Sanchez. And Yilmaz might have done his hamstring, so he won't be available for the second game. This is what we are clinging on to now. This is what European royalty in the Champions League is clinging on to now. Oh, Yilmaz mightn't be available. And Davison Sanchez is suspended. Insane. Have a good Wednesday, folks.